What's the best kept secret on the internet? The shitload of foreign sites you can use to pirate literally anything. Just Google Translate download to Chinese or Russian combined with the name of what you're looking for, and you have it. Russians are the best for books and research papers. Chinese have literally every movie, TV series and game known to man. I'm done with the tomfoolery in this thread. I've fallen to like 7 different pranks. Edit. Oh my gosh, come back, and this dumb comment blows up, and I get my first award. Reddit is too generous sometimes. I love radio.com. You can listen to music from around the world and different decades at the click of a button. Found many great music from it. If you're into world musics, definitely check it out. Thanks. That's great. Do you know Radio Garden? I can totally lose myself there. Mundane pop crap isn't mundane when it's from somewhere far away. Also, it's how I discovered Shirley and Spinoza. Save 10, save 20, and save 30 are premier discount codes on a surprising amount of websites. Anytime on a checkout and just try one of these, and 25% of the time one of them work. Edit. Honey has been mentioned a bunch. Linus from Linus Tech Tips has actually mentioned hell. That has saved his company thousands of dollars. Edit. According to the comments test followed by a series of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 in some cases. Test 100 seem to have given discounts as well. A certain service station / fuel company in Australia has a phone app that lets you lock in the price of fuel at your closest fuel station for a week. People have found various ways to lock in the price of fuel at any of their stores in Australia against the toss, giving you huge discounts if your local fuel servos are expensive / at the top of the cycle. Egg. If fuel in Brisbane is $1.70 and it's $1.20 in Melbourne, you'd pay as if you're in Melbourne, saving you 50c/L. Edit. Can I mention to all the people saying it's theft that I don't personally do this, and the people that do aren't really committing theft because they are still paying for the product. My partner works next door to one of the cheapest 7/11s an hour away on the other side of Sydney. We live in a suburb where it's consistently one of the highest priced. He just locks it in at work and sends me a screenshot of the voucher. I use it at our local and it registers with his account. We've saved $35 filling a 4WD and a couple of jerry cans. We top up with those when the price spikes and wait it out. Haven't even needed to hack the app to reap the benefits. The job sites, where you can actually get a job instead of send applications that never get read. It's the best kept secret, so I don't know where it is. Edit. Well, I woke up to like 300 responses. Hope you guys are having better luck than me because I can't read all that stuff. I'm too busy doing nothing. Keep at it. It's a numbers game. It took me something like 9 months to find a job as a web dev with no CS degree. There were babies conceived and born on the schedule of my job hunt, but it ended up being an awesome job. This was so frustrating while I was job hunting. In the end, I compiled a list of local companies I genuinely wanted to work for, spent time hunting down the direct emails of the relevant people, and sent them tailored covering letters. I was surprised by how many of them were willing to just create a position for me based off that. Give it a try. Good luck. It's because they don't know and have no reason to know. Steam is a money printing machine and their most supported games have entire economies surrounding them that they earn taxed money on, let alone their legacy of outstanding games that people keep buying. I'm still disgruntled that Left 4 Dead 3 was cancelled because a studio couldn't make a decision, so they just scrapped the whole thing. I wanted to test how obscure I could go on this site, so I started looking up direct-to-Kindle gay dinosaur erotica novels. It's not exactly a 100% success rate, but it's not 0% either. I was able to find my billionaire Triceratops craves gay ass, but not pterodactyl turned me gay, or pounded by President Bigfoot. I felt this important knowledge needed to be shared with Reddit. I'm not sure how to feel with the fact that I instantly knew those were Chuck Tingle books. Reddit's karma system. I've seen people try to figure it out, but there's always an exception. The fact that no one can figure out such a large part of a popular website means it's pretty heavily guarded, or it's completely random. It would be hilarious if it were just some like poorly programmed race condition and they never bothered fixing it. BC, where's the fun in that? Also, major tactic in digital marketing strategies. We have specific campaigns set up for cart abandoners with evergreen promotions that are disguised as flash/seasonal sales. Never buy anything right out of you can wait. Add to cart, exit browser, and wait. That link you saw just out of the corner of your eye when the current page was loading, but is no longer there when you hit the back button because the site insists on reloading so it can show you new ads. The inspect element tool on Firefox can be used nefariously if you know how to use it correctly. A lot of online courses where there's a timer on the page use JavaScript to manage it. You can usually change the remaining time to 0 and skip through the pages rapidly. I once managed to complete online driver school in 17 minutes. Also non-nefariously but to get around website stupidity. Domino's UK's website lets you compose your own pizza or pick an existing one and customize it, but it won't display all the topping options. For instance, only if you customize the Cajun pizza would it display the Cajun spice. But if you inspect the page you can see the topping number and can on your compose screen add any topping you know the number of back to the options. Not nefarious since you're actually paying for the toppings, just getting around their stupid ideas of what goes together on a pizza and or their let's not confuse the user with too many options design ideas. I mentioned in a post months ago that I work in VFX for a pretty big studio. One of the responses was literally something along the lines of if you wouldn't have that much time on your hands to post on Reddit. It's almost as if lunch breaks, weekends and occasional work procrastination weren't a thing. What always got me about the episode is they say their first plan was to use a willing body double for the act and the fucker was actually willing to do it until someone else spilled the beans. This comment is why I would like just a couple extra vote buttons. I'd vote this as disgusted, but it needs to be seen vote. MOOCs, popularly known as massive open online courses, are open to everyone. Highly useful but still grossly underrated. They have democratized knowledge and made it available to all. From the world's best universities, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, etc., knowledge can reach the distant corners of Ethiopia to Ernakulam or Tasmania to Timbuktu if you have a decent internet connection. One can learn varied topics starting from negotiations to nephrology and from calculus to cooking. Late to this, but after scrolling I didn't see anything about it. If you come across Reddit posts that have a bunch of deleted threads, replace the R in the URL with a C and like magic, they're all undeleted. So set it instead of Reddit along with the rest of the link. It's funny, my wife won't let me tag her in posts because she doesn't want her gender to be known. She used to have a username that made it obvious she was a woman and I witnessed firsthand how her comments were interpreted on certain subjects. When she changed her username to something gender neutral, that's when I really noticed the difference and it's quite obvious if you follow it and pay attention. It's sad. I constantly get referred to as a guy in most people's replies to me, and I never correct them, because in the past doing so would get my posts downvoted, or I'd get hateful or sexual messages right after. And it's generally not important to correct them anyway. Being vague or straight up disingenuous about my gender online has only ever worked out positively for me. On this account I mention my husband in a few posts, and 100% of the time I end up with some kind of unwanted private message. So dumb lol. Any password that's a slight variation of the main password building block you always use, while internally making note of it. Saying to yourself, oh, that's easy. It's the regular thing, I just changed that character this time. How could I forget it? It's just the one change. Technically, every best kept secret can be easily found on one website. Go ahead and search the Library of Babel. It's an online library that contains every and any combination of the English alphabet without special characters. It's not procedurally generated. If you search a sentence it will specifically bring up the hex, shelf, volume, and page that contains that specific sentence. Your whole life story is in that library, your death and birth, your wedding or divorce. All of you have to do is look for it. It's like pi, but with letters. Thanks for watching this video. If you already subscribed, thank you very much. Public daily new videos. You can check previous videos.